Good morning to everyone that is here live with us on the call this morning, as well as everyone that is tuning in, whether you are coming into us from YouTube or from Facebook. We want to welcome you. I'm really excited about this morning's topic. We're going to be chatting about mindset and how to keep your mindset positive, how to keep moving forward, and the importance of really how you talk to yourself and how you encourage yourself. You know, the subconscious mind it's merely just a computer that downloads what you tell it. Your subconscious mind does not think for itself. That's what your conscious mind does. Subconscious just strictly stores what you allow in, and that is really the guiding force of your conscious thoughts as well. You see, what you tell your mind believes what you say. What you tell your subconscious is believed no matter what it is, positive, negative. So it is extremely important that you only reinforce the positive in your mind. This works with everyday life. This works with business. This works with sports. This works with everything. You go into something, you go into a sporting event and you say, man, we're about to get our ass kicked. There's a good chance you will. There is a real good chance you will. When you go in and you say, you know what, we are going to overcome, we are going to win, that causes your mind to fire off those missiles to say, how do we win? What do we do when we're behind by 6 points? There's 3 minutes left in this football game. The opposing team has the ball on the 10-yard line. They are only 10 yards away from scoring again, and we're already losing. Confirming to yourself, we are going to win this game. We are going to figure this out. We'll send off different missiles, I'm going to call them, different neurons to your conscious to say, how do we do this? How do we win? Versus throwing in the towel and saying, well, 3 minutes to go. They're already ahead. They're about to score again. Woe is me. Woe is me. It's kind of like you turn into, who was it on Winnie the Pooh? Tigger, was it? No, Eeyore.
Eeyore.
Yeah, Eeyore, woe is me, oh, poor me. No, confirm for yourself that you are going to win this game. Whether it's your football game, whether it's your game of life, whether it's a winning cooking dinner, because sometimes that alone wants to win. So, you know, I'm not a positive thinking only person. You know, I'm not the type that believes you run east because you want to see an amazing sunset. You run east and you say, well, the faster that I run, the more I believe, the better that sunset's going to get, the more beautiful that sunset's going to be. Not true. Not true. No matter how much you want to believe that, the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. So you're not going to run east and see a beautiful sunset. Turn around. You know, you cannot just believe it. You cannot just speak it. You must, in that example, turn around, run the other way, look in a rearview mirror. But you have to see what's behind you because the sun is still going to set in the west, no matter how much you believe it's going to be in the east. You have to have the right mental aptitude for what you're doing. And you have to take the right action steps and take massive action with those steps to achieve what you're looking for. You know, winners, they cheer on other winners. Because if you hate on a winner, you'll end up hating yourself when you win. Most people hate on people who are winning. Even when the winners did their winning the right way, the moral way, the ethical way, they won with integrity. Isn't it crazy how you're winning big, and people around you, they'll want to pull you down sometimes. They will want to be the negative Nancy. I'm sure we've all heard that term before. But you see, this causes your subconscious mind to start resenting winners and people that are winning. Champions never take offense, even if the offense isn't intended. That's absolutely right, Ken. And we all here, we're all champions. We are all winners. Don't hate on people that are winning. Again, it causes your subconscious to start resenting winners and those that are winning. Because of the resent, if and when you start to succeed, you'll self-sabotage. Just because you've already conditioned your subconscious mind to hate on that action, to hate on that behavior. And I'm sorry, I had some people in the waiting room and I didn't even see them. So it's very important to keep your focus on winning. A winner, a champion, truthfully, is not looking at their competition. They are looking at themselves to see what they can do better to get to that next step, to get the ultimate win. One of my most favorite memes I have ever seen was Michael Phelps. He's swimming in competition, and one of his competitors in a lane over is looking at him, while all he's doing is looking at the end, looking at the target, looking at the goal, looking at what will cause him to win. Always stay focused on where you're headed. I was at one time a NASCAR fan. I've just gotten too busy to keep up with NASCAR. But whether it's NASCAR or you driving your own vehicle on the road, if you're driving and you see something, a squirrel to the left, and you focus on it for any real length of time, even sometimes just a mere moment that you look to the left, your hands will start drifting to the left with the steering wheel. That's because you go where you are focused. We all focus on winning. And if you do not at this time, I encourage you, start focusing on winning. Start focusing on achieving your goals, on achieving the win in your sporting event, on achieving the win on signing that next incredible insurance deal. We are all winners. It's a choice. If you look and you say, you know what, I don't have the track record to show that I'm a winner, first off, start believing it. Put into your subconscious, I am a winner. Some people are big about affirmations. I like affirmations. And that's when you keep telling yourself the same thing over and over. As an example, I am a winner. And you keep telling yourself this. Why do you do that? Because you are reprogramming your subconscious mind to say, I'm a winner. There is a huge difference in saying, Jonathan, you are a winner, versus saying, Jonathan, you're not a loser. There is a huge difference. Be very, very intentional with the words that you use. It will make or break what you're working on, what you're doing. Be very intentional with your words. In fact, speaking of winning, I'd like to hear a win, a big win that somebody has had this week. And I know I was chatting with Ken just the other day, and he said that he has a couple of wins that he would love to share with us. Good morning, Kerry. So Ken, you said you have a couple wins. Let's hear those wins.
Sure. First of all, I am addicted to having my car. It's freedom for me. I can go where I got to go, do what I got to do. And every time my car ends up in the shop for more than a day, I start losing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And this was one of my personal stretches from Next Level. I was like, I'm gonna beat that. Lo and behold, my entire transmission like broke in pieces.
Oh, no.
So I had my car in the shop for 4 days, and I was fine with it. Well, I wasn't fine with it, but I was not going crazy like I normally would. So, and then what was the other one? I don't remember what the other one was, but that was the big one for me. Just being able to accept the reality of the situation and keep going and not look back. And then also to follow up on what you were saying about the subconscious mind, it's very important to be specific on what you're saying, because your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between qualifying words like cannot, I'm not a loser, or it doesn't hear those words.
That's absolutely right.
You have to be very specific about what you are trying to reprogram in your mind.
That's absolutely right. So using the example that I used before, Jonathan, you are a winner versus Jonathan, you are not a loser. Your subconscious actually hears, Jonathan, you are a loser, because it's not hearing those qualifying words of not in that example. So again, it is very important to be very intentional with the words that you use. You know, I have a friend, actually several of us on this call met through this same gentleman. He owns one of his cars is a Rolls Royce. And I asked him one time, and he's talked about before, driving his car down the road, he will have so many people that will just flick him off. You know, they'll have choice words for him, give him a one finger salute because he's driving a Rolls Royce. He said, then there's a certain amount of people that will roll down the window and say, hey man, that's a really cool car. What do you do for a living to be able to get that? And then there's the other group of people that just like give him the thumbs up. It's just a real impassive type thing. And, you know, sometimes obviously you're on the road, you might not have time. I've had many chats with people that are driving exotics and things of that nature. I'm always intrigued as to what they do. With something like that, the people that are programmed, that have programmed themselves to give a one finger salute to somebody that's driving a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 US dollar car, they have put in their subconscious, there's no telling what all they've put, but some examples would be, this person is a loser. This person has stolen from others to get that car. I will never have that car, so they shouldn't have that car. You know, those types of things, instead of saying, what can I do to get that? Everybody on this car or on this call is capable of driving whatever they want to drive. Now, everybody's not a car person. I myself, I am. My wife is. For those of you that follow us on Facebook, actually, Michelle, have we put up the video of me with the Ferrari and the Lamborghini?
Yeah, you already uploaded one.
Okay, it's already up. That car was amazing. And my wife said that was her car, that Lamborghini Evo. Awesome. Perfect. Position in your mind what you want, and it may not be cars. Everybody's not a car person. I am. I mean, I am from the standpoint that I know how to press the gas really fast and maybe press the brake. Hopefully not, but I'm not a gearhead. I'm not getting under that hood to work on it. Tell yourself who you want to be daily, hourly. I remember I used to would get in the shower. Now, y'all don't picture this. You're welcome. I would get in the shower and I would say the affirmations to myself, whatever I was going through at that time. I am a perfect communicator. I'll be real with you. When I first started it and I would place those words perfect with whatever, I didn't do too well with it back then. Simply because what is perfection, you know? And it's like, am I putting myself into a light that I should not be in? No. And here's the reason why. Because I am advancing forward, and using that example, I am a perfect communicator, was when I really started getting interested in communication, public speaking. That was really 15 years ago, 16 years ago. Crazy enough, that came at a mastermind of the same person that I was just referring to that has a Rolls Royce 15 years ago, 16 years ago. You have to tell yourself where you're going and figure it out. One of, if not the best ways, pardon me, to advance forward more quickly is to mirror and match. That is, you find someone who has what you want and you mirror and match what they do. Let's say you have a business and you're wanting to grow that business. And we'll just use numbers because that will be the easiest thing. You're new in business and your ultimate goal is to make $1 million, because there's some stigma with the $1 million mark. You want your business to gross $1 million a year. How do you do it? You find somebody that's done it. You find out what they've done and you replicate it. It works. Clearly, they have made it happen. They have brought it to life. It is real for them. It will be real for you. I am a huge fan, Patty, of coaching. Whether that's the physical coaching or me and Patty, we're the mental coach. We are the people that come here and tell you essentially what we've been talking about this morning, changing your mindset. And yes, it is that easy. And it's very challenging if you don't know what you're doing. It's very challenging if you don't know how to do it. And that's why you hire a coach such as myself, or if you're into sports, Patty. You will advance quicker. You will move forward quicker. Promise you. I am big into it. Every coach should have a coach. They are the best to teach. They are the best to learn. My wife, Kate, does Teachers Pay Teachers, and she is incredible at it. And I don't know the numbers on, I don't know the data behind Teachers Pay Teachers. I would venture to say, and this is just my assumption, I would venture to say that she is probably in the top 10% of everybody on that website as far as sales. Is that probably accurate, Kate? Do you see numbers like that as a whole for the company, or do you have any idea?
I'm there's a lot.
You just hit the mute.
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I don't.
Neither am I, and we're going to go with it anyway. The thing is, what makes that special is the fact that Kate has been doing Teachers Pay Teachers. Let's see, we're mid-December, so have you hit 5 months yet? She's in at 4 or 5 months. But yet I guarantee you she's in the top. Why is that? Number one, she's amazing. Number two, she is full-time with it. I mean, she sits behind me at her desk and she just works, and I've already gone to sleep and she's still working, and then I wake up and she's still working. And I mean, that's just her. I always thought I was a hard worker till I looked at her. Then I'm like, man, I really got to step up my game. I don't do anything. And she has a coach. Her coach is somebody that sits on the board of directors of the entire company. Yep. Which means her coach knows how that company works. Her coach knows how to lead her and guide her. And I know when she first got started with that coach, her sales started to fall off. However, being in the mastermind with the coach, she was able to say, here's what changed in our algorithm. And Kate, somewhat disappointed, had to go back and change stuff in every one of her posts. That took several days. However, as soon as she started changing that around, her sales went back up. And they definitely far exceeded where they were. Why? Because of a coach. Yeah, she would have had figured it out. I know she would have. She's smart. She would have figured out exactly what to do. However, she cut that learning curve from probably months. Wouldn't you say at least months to figure it out? And by the end, the algorithm will probably change again.
Yes, it will.
She cut that learning curve from months into 3 or 4 days, and she had everything changed around. Coaching, mentorship. That is what pushed her over there. Patty is going to have somebody that she takes from infancy, essentially, as an athlete up to the professional level. I believe in her. She's going to do it. I believe in her because she told me she would. And she's going to be wise and have the leadership to get her to that level, to get her to that point. She's going to do it. I believe in you. And I mean, my buddy Sparrow, I know he's not going to speak because he's at the gym pumping iron. I've never asked him. I wouldn't be shocked if he's had a workout coach at some point. It just cuts down on the time. It helps you get to where you want to get to much, much faster. Who in here has a coach, a coach of any kind? Yes, Sparrow says yes. Lisa, Patty, Ken. Lisa, let me hear from you. What is a big win that you have had utilizing a coach, but a big win that you have had very, very recently?
Give me a sec. So a big win for me was, been on this journey for quite a bit of time right now. And I'm like, I need to shift something. So I talked to somebody actually yesterday, and I'm like, and I know gratitude plays a really huge role in life and purpose and getting to where you want to be. And I've been doing a gratitude practice, and it just wasn't quite right because it just didn't feel right. So I talked to somebody yesterday, and I asked them, what am I doing wrong and how can I fix this? And I need to be grateful for what I have, but I also need to be grateful and wish the same thing for other people.
Right.
Because when I wish the same thing for other people, then it comes back to me. So that was my mistake. I was just talking about how grateful I am for the things that I have. And now I can be grateful for the things that the people close to me, or so this last night I prayed for somebody to gain peace in their life because their child died and they're punishing themselves for the last 5 years because they don't feel that they deserve to live because their child is not here. And I prayed for him to get peace. And that's a shift for me, and it's going to change. I can already feel it. That's a huge win.
That's awesome. That is a huge win. That is a huge win. And for those of you that are watching the replay, hit hashtag replay and let us hear in the comments below a big win that you have had recently. We like to celebrate wins here. We're not here to tear people down and point out their faults and where they're failing unless it's necessary. And sometimes it is to say, hey, look, open your eyes. Here's where you're falling short. Let's change it. It's not to keep them there. It's to help them advance forward and level up. So we are all about celebrating wins here at Thought Provoking Change. And we love hearing from everybody with how you have won. Patty, you said that you've had a very recent win. Let's hear it.
Yes, the win came over the weekend unexpectedly. I got 3 new leads.
Very good. Very good. Looking forward to hearing how you're following up with them and closing those sales. That's awesome. Good job for you. Good job. Again, we'd like to say thank you all for being here. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week, and let's get connected. Connect with us on the call and shoot us an email over at thoughtprovokingchange@gmail.com. We'll see you very, very soon. We'll see you next week, as a matter of fact. Have a great week.